Okay, so in this video, I will be covering overall question pattern of computer networks. And in this video, I will be discussing question types asked, common questions per module, approximate marks, and also some tips and tricks, which is very important. So let's start. You can see over here that these are some common types of question. Basically, 1 marks question would include definition, explanation, difference. 2 to 3 marks or 3 to 5 marks could include around features, diagrams, protocols. And for long marks question, you could get numericals, full explanation with diagrams and steps. So let's start with module one. Okay, so in the first module that we have this introduction to networks and OSI model. From here, you will get questions like definition, types, difference. Out of this, maybe you could get 1 or 2 diagrams of like draw the OSI layer. That would be around 5 to 10 marks. Then we have short questions that would include what is computer network, define protocol, what is bandwidth, what is latency, expand OSI, what is topology. Then you have 3 to 5 marks question. Now, here's the thing. If you get a question that is around 5 marks, and the question is like, what are the type of networks or what are the network topologies? In these two cases, you need to draw the diagrams. Whenever you see that the marks is above 5 for 5 marks question, or if it is 5 to 7 marks or 7 to 10 marks, you have to draw the diagram, because it is not that you need to exaggerate what you're writing, but if you draw the diagram, then the examiner will be able to understand through the diagram what you want to explain. Suppose you get a question, say, what is computer network? It is a 1 marks question, but suppose it came under 5 marks. Now, in that situation, many students do is they just write the definition of computer network that they know, and they just write in active passive tense and they just exaggerate it. But that's not how you should answer. What you should do is you write the definition of computer network, then you write what are the various types of models in computer network, and also what are the various layers, what is OSI model, just everything that you know about that. Because 5 marks is not given for writing the same point over and over again. It is given for 5 different points. So even if you write just one line answer, you will get 1 out of 5. If you write something that is related to it, but that's not exactly the same, that is how you will get more marks. Now, exam tip is for OSI, you need to write the layer name, function, exam protocol, and that is how you will get full marks. Suppose you get a 10 marks question explaining the OSI model, or even a 15 marks question, then you need to draw the diagram and also write the layer names, their function, and also which protocol is present in that layer. That's how you will be able to score the full marks. Now, module 2, data link layer and MAC layer. Now, here you would get short questions like what is MAC address, what is framing, define CRC. Then for short marks question, you would have error detection techniques, and you could get a numerical from here too. That would range around 3 to 5 marks. Then the difference, it is very important about like the CSMA CD and CSMA CA. This difference is very important. Also, different between this stop, wait, go back, and selective repeat. Now, for long questions that could come is basically the sliding window protocol, which is very important. Then various framing method and also detailed linked services. The exam tip is you need to draw the diagram. You need to draw a proper diagram of this, of all the protocols, of all the particular techniques. You need to draw the timeline diagram or the how the framing is done. Yeah. So for protocols, always draw the timeline diagram. It gives you guaranteed marks. Now let's move on to module 3, which is network layer. Now, this is the most important layer, and high chances are that you would get a numerical, because for subnetting, MAKAUT loves giving numerical that is like around 5 to 7 marks. Then, what is important is definition of IP address, subnetting expansion of ARP and RARP. Then, for short marks question, you could get a difference between IPv4 and IPv6. Now, if the question is around 3 marks, you don't need to draw the header. But in case the question is around 8 marks or 7 marks, that is the time you need to draw the header. So here you can see the question is explain IPv4 header format. So you need to draw the IPv4 header format if the question is around 7 to 8 marks. Then definitely you would get some problem because like in every year for the past few years, MAKAUT loves giving question on subnetting. And yeah, this is the marks distribution. Definition will be 1 to 2 marks, types 3 to 5 marks, and numerical 5 to 7 marks. Okay, so for module 4, we have the transport layer. And in this layer, the most important question is the difference between TCP and UDP. So it would come a short 3 to 5 marks question, the difference between TCP and UDP protocol, or which is a very important question that comes is the three-way handshake. Always draw the diagram properly. And then we have the flow and congestion control, which comes to around 7 to 10 marks. Then that's it from this module. Now coming to the last module, which is application layer. From here, mostly you will get short questions and write port numbers because you need to recall all the port numbers. And also in my previous video, I've mentioned about the various port numbers and how you will deal with them. And yeah, you need to remember the definition, the difference. And here, suppose you get a long question about explanation of an architecture of a particular protocol. Always draw the client server architecture that I have mentioned in my previous video. Now, in case in exam you suppose you forget what you need to write or what you need to draw in a particular protocol, just remember one thing. There's a client and there's a server. The client sends a request and server gives the response. That is how the client server architecture works. If you are able to draw that diagram properly, like you will be able to secure full marks. This module, like it is the most ignored module of all, which is computer network security. Now here, sometimes numerical could come around RSA algorithm. Uh, Generally, it doesn't come, but still you should know how to solve RSA algorithm. Then we have definition of cryptology, firewall, the difference between symmetric and asymmetric key, and also you should know what is the public key infrastructure. This is just for your knowledge. Like in case something comes out of syllabus, so you should just know the basics of it. And for security topics, you need to mention the CIA triad, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So that's it. This was all the important questions that could come. You could take a screenshot of all of them. So tips and tricks to score high in computer networks. First tip is always draw diagrams whenever possible. Even basic building block diagram could give you up to 1 to 2 extra marks. So suppose you get a question that you are not able to answer, but you just know the basic of it. Draw a diagram. It will give you extra marks. Then you should learn at least 10 to 12 comparison, meaning that you should know minimum around 10 to 12 comparisons across the all the modules. TCP, UDP, SMTP, FTP. Then there are various definitions like different CSMA, CA, CSMA, CD. So you need to know the difference between them. Then very important is memorize ports for application layer. Now for the application layer, instant marks is the ports. If you are able to remember all the port number, like what is the port number for FTP, what is the port number for SMTP, if you are able to know it, it's just instant marks. Then you should practice subnetting formulas. And also one formula is for the mesh, that is n into n minus 1 by 2. Always try to write answer in points and not in paragraphs. Keep it clean and structured. If you are able to write it in bullet points rather than paragraphs, then it would always like be much more clear. Now, in case you're writing in paragraph, always underline the keywords. That is the most important thing. You need to underline the keyword. Suppose you're writing a paragraph. What is computer network? You just underline it. Then the examiner will be able to see that, okay, so he has written the keyword, instant marks. So suppose you write something wrong in the paragraph too, the marks will get, overlooked because you're writing it correctly. Then for long question answer, always include definition, features, architecture, diagram. This is most important. An example. This will guarantee you full marks. Okay, so I have added the notes in the description down below, and also please subscribe for more videos like this.